Hello there. I am candidugas, and I will be reading from books, whether they are passages or poems or whatever they may be, books that have provided incredible inspiration for me over the years. And so, as everyone is sharing things with everyone via video and such during this time, I wondered what I could share that might be helpful. And so I think about all these wonderful books that have such great words in them that describe concepts and insights and possibilities and truths that enrich my life and support me and help to ground me and focus me when I need those kinds of things. And I want to share them with you. Sometimes I'll share my words, but right now I am just really feeling to share the words of others in all of their power and glory. So my first choice is from Praying Like a Woman by Nicola Slee. And it's going to be a poem from her fourth chapter, which is entitled Under the Brooding Breast: Silence, Darkness, and Unknowing, which I think is quite apt for this time. I have not practiced. I don't think I will. I think I'll just go for it, right? So I'm going to read the intro to the chapter and then read the poem. Here's the introduction. There is a kind of darkness and a form of silence that are characteristic of the night of faith, when one walks by trust and intuition rather than knowledge or sight. There is the darkness of night, of rest, of cessation of activity, the darkness of abandonment into the fearful yet merciful love of God, who is beyond naming, beyond imagination, beyond grasp. There is the contemplative silence of wordless waiting upon God and with God, not for any particular thing, but simply to be present, with as much attention as one can muster in the presence of the one who is mystery, otherness, grace, and source of all that is. The poems and prayers in this section are concerned with darkness, silence, and unknowing. Some of them are written out of a time when much that was good and wholesome in my life seemed to be pared away. I was made redundant, and the community which had been to me my people was disbanded and closed down. I became ill with chronic fatigue syndrome and had to give up my own home and lodge with others. I had to have a hysterectomy, forcing me to confront my childlessness. The farm, which had been in my home for 3 generations, was sold, and the family home lost. In all this time, I had the sense of much that had been familiar, known, and trusted being stripped away, and of being carried out beyond my understanding into some new place or reality of which I could only dream. I knew I could only go forward. The way backwards was closed forever. The biblical narrative of the flood came to mean much to me during this time, and a number of the pieces which follow are written around this narrative. Other pieces were written out of more stable periods of life, during times of retreat and withdrawal, often at Malling Abbey, and often during the winter months when darkness was in the ascendancy. What they all share is a sense that darkness, winter, silence, and unknowing are necessary counterbalances to the pull of light, summer, speech, and knowledge, those activities of the rational, conscious mind and of the will. Not only that they are necessary counterbalances, but that they may admit one into the heart of gospel truth in a particular graced way. For in the silence of contemplative prayer, in the darkness of faith, stripped down to the bone, and in the unknowing, that is the other side of the illusion of control, I may learn that I do not own my own life, but that it is a gift, that I am worth more than all my achievements or failures, and that I am not saved through anything I may do, make, or know, but by the unconditional, incommensurate love of God. And the poem that I choose to share is called No Straight Road. It's not a straight road, though it is narrow from here to there. To where you want to get to is no straight road. And where you want to get to may not be where you are going. There is elsewhere. Wherever it is you are going, you cannot see the way, not because there is not one, but because it is dark and narrow, and it is never straight, so that the eye could see it. You cannot even tell if there is a path at all. You can only trust it may be so in moments when the trust is given. In between, there are long hours, nights, and weeks that take years to tremble through when you are alone in some God-forsaken ditch, exhausted from the hours of sweating labor trying to heave yourself out, which you must do. You cannot simply lie there and give up. It is only when you do give up, lying there bruised and icy cold and cut all over, tears streaming down your whole body, the heart of you utterly shaken. It is only then that some stranger rounds the corner, sees your plight, and stretches out an arm to lift you. Not merely to lift you, to touch you, to cradle you, to wrap you in poultice of prayer, to clothe you with blankets of compassion, to salve your smarting wounds, to bind your tears that won't stop flowing, and then at last to lift you, to carry you where you can't carry yourself, to do every tiny damn thing you can't do for yourself, for you. And you, what must you do? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's all your laboring and scraping of hands and knees and struggle to get out of the ditch that keeps you there most surely. Only when you lie there, silent and hopeless, only when you lie there, silent and helpless, all hope abandoned, never knowing if the stranger is coming, may you be lifted out and carried round the next dark corner of the road you can't see and know will never be straight. May you be blessed. Ashe.